know that it's not easy to recall and talk about your hard experiences that you have made so far. Nevertheless, thank you very much for your accepting the interview invitation. Okay, I'll ask some questions for your experience of that. Okay. You made your chin muscle ptosis correctly, and it's been 4 weeks now. How do you feel?
I'm feeling really good. I feel like recovery has gone really well, and yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Very, very good. Would you tell us about your past surgical history before you had mentality suspension surgery?
So 2.5 years ago, I had my first surgery, which was a genioplasty. After this surgery, the months after, while I was healing, I felt a lot of discomfort in the area of my scar. And what I came to realize was that the incision had been done too close to the gums and the teeth area.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it caused a lot of webbing in the scar.
Webbing scar.
I felt a little bit of discomfort, of a little bit of a pulling sensation, but not very much, and I could close my mouth. But because I was very uncomfortable from not only the incision, but the shape that they had left physically, like aesthetically, I wasn't happy with it. So throughout the following year after my first surgery, I did some research and I found out that Korea was very well known for jaw surgery and chin surgery. And so I decided in 2020 to find a doctor in Korea or a plastic surgery hospital so that I could get it corrected, get not only the scar revision, but also get the genioplasty done again so that it could be more aesthetically what I was looking for. And so I traveled to Korea, and I ended up going to a really famous hospital in Korea that's really well known for plastic surgery. And I picked a surgeon who had told me that he could help me with the incision, the pain from the scar, and with the pulling sensation. So I came to Korea and then I met with him 2 times, and he said, yeah, we'll take out your old scar and we'll make the incision tighter and higher up, and that'll eliminate it. And we'll do a T osteotomy to give you the look that you're looking for. And so what they were gonna do was cut a T here and extend the chin vertically, and cut it here and bring it in, make it more V-like. So I had my surgery, and I woke up from surgery, and the following days of healing, I could feel that something was wrong. Something had gone really wrong because I couldn't close my mouth. I had a lot of pain after the first 5 days of once the swelling started going down. I still had a lot of pain in my chin. My chin felt horribly painful. It was super, super tight and stiff, and it felt like it was pulling my lip down, so I couldn't close my mouth at all. Even if I strained my chin, I could not close it. So I panicked, and I was having a lot of anxiety. I was like, what am I gonna do? And I tried talking to the doctor, and he would just keep saying, oh, that'll go away in a few months. And I'm like, no, it's not. I've had this surgery before, and this has never happened. And I've never heard anybody really talk about this. So I started doing research while I was still in Korea about my symptoms, and there was barely anything online. I couldn't find like hardly any doctors correcting it. But I could find a lot of people that had similar experiences. I got into Facebook forums, jaw surgery groups, support groups, and I found many people that had had genioplasties and had the same pulling, tightness sensation. Some couldn't close their mouth, others could. And they were also living through hell because they had a lot of anxiety, a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. And so in this research that I was doing, I finally came to find the term mentalis resuspension and chinptosis.
What did you think about the reason, the cause of your bad things after the operation?
During this time when I was doing research and the symptoms I was feeling and analyzing what it was that the surgeon did in the second surgery here in Korea, he vertically extended my bone.
That's right.
And he did not lift the muscle back up higher. So what it was doing basically was causing my muscle to stretch out, and it had lowered underneath my bone. I could no longer feel my bone right here. All of this was muscle. Through my research, I also found out that when that happens, when your muscle is lowered, then it affects the lip muscle.
Lip muscle, is much right.
And it pulls it down.
It pulls down.
And so that's why I couldn't close my lips. So I understood that I would need a mentalis resuspension.
Okay, what kind of efforts and processes have been made to solve that problems?
So after my second surgery, I stayed in Korea for a month because I wanted to stay a good amount of time for my healing process and to meet with the doctor. And I had my post-op consultations where I communicated with the doctor and the hospital that I was very unhappy, that I couldn't close my mouth, that I was in a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. And the doctor dismissed my complaints and said that with time it'll get better. He would just keep saying that to me every time I would see him. So after meeting with the doctor, one solution he tried to give me was to inject me with a steroid. And he said that would help loosen the scar. So he did give me one injection of the steroid. I don't know if it made a difference. I didn't feel any different. Things were so bad at that point that a steroid's not going to lift my muscle up and help me close my mouth. I knew I needed a third surgery.
My clinic is not so big, and I do not promote it. So my clinic is not well known. How did you get to know my clinic?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I was doing a lot of research during my time in Korea after the surgery because I was trying to find a solution. I spoke to doctors in the United States through video call. I spoke to doctors in India through video call. And through my research, when I realized that I needed a mentalis resuspension, I started looking up the term mentalis resuspension, chinptosis, and in YouTube, when I looked up chinptosis, I found a video of yours on your channel that was called ptotic chin muscle, or ptotic chin. And so I clicked on it, and thank God there was English subtitles.
Yes.
Very small number of English videos because your channel is basically all in Korean.
Yeah, that's right.
And thankfully this one video just happened to have English subtitles. I was so happy that it had English subtitles because at this point I felt lost. Like I felt so lost, and I know a lot of people with this problem can understand that feeling because I've spoken to many who just don't know what to do because it's so painful. Because you use your mouth to talk, to eat, to do everything, and it's just so uncomfortable. So I found that video, and in that video you showed before and after pictures. You talked about how you do the surgery. And the before picture showed a girl who had not exactly what I had because her muscle wasn't attached to the bone. And in my case, the muscle had attached to the bone, it just attached lower. But her lower teeth were showing when her face was at rest, which is one of the big symptoms I had. And because you kept saying tightness and stiffness, I was like, that's exactly how I'm feeling. And so I remember just crying, and I was like, oh my God, somebody can help me, because in the after photos you could see that the muscle was back in place and she could close her mouth. So it was just a very good moment for me when I found that video. And I remember coming in here, you sat me down to examine my chin and my lip. I hadn't given you details about both of my surgeries yet. I just told you basically I'm experiencing tightness in this, and you sat me down and looked at me and you looked at my chin, and immediately you told me these are your symptoms and this is the problem and this is what you need to do. And I was like, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Those are exactly my symptoms, and that's exactly what I thought I needed to do. So I knew right then and there that you were the doctor that was gonna help me.
When you come to my clinic first, it's better to wait at least more than 6 months.
Yes.
So you should go back your country. So how did you feel at that moment?
I think I had mixed feelings. On the one hand, I was very relieved to know that there was a solution. because I had spent 3 weeks thinking, this is it, this is my life, this is how I'm gonna live my life. So I was very relieved. But on the other hand, I was scared and frustrated that I would have to be in pain and discomfort for the following 6 to 9 months.
Well, how was the day you had surgery in my clinic?
I felt a lot of anxiety because of my previous experiences. And I remember the months leading up to the surgery, I had prepared myself mentally to not get my hopes up that I would have 100% recovery, because I knew that's just not possible after having 3 surgeries, this being the 3rd one. But if I could get at least 50% better, I knew I would be happy.
Yeah.
The surgery went great. When I woke up from surgery, I could immediately feel that my lip was way higher up. I could close my mouth. I think the other doctors were very rough in the surgery because I was way more numb afterwards.
No.
But after this surgery, I had no numbness.
Okay. What kind of care did you take during the recovery process?
So I knew from speaking to you beforehand through email and in my appointment with you last year when I was here that I would have to wear a chin strap 24/7 to support the muscle to stay in the right position for 24/7 for at least 3 weeks. And after that, for 2 months, at least 8 to 12 hours a day. So I was prepared for that. The first 5 days were the hardest because I was very swollen. So I was taking the pain medication, just ibuprofen or Tylenol. And after the 5th day, the swelling started going down. But then on the 7th day, when you took out the stitches, the swelling just from there, it was really easy. I haven't taken pain medication since the 7th day, which I had been taking pain medication for the last 9 months since the last surgery, and I haven't taken any now. So the first week, you have to do a liquid diet after surgery because you want to not move the muscle, the chin muscle, at all. You want to keep it as stable and fixed as possible using the chin strap, not talking. So you can't talk for the first week. I did the liquid diet for the first week, and then the second week it was a soft diet. After you take the stitches out, it was a soft diet. And then since then, I've basically been able to eat normally.
Now it's 4 weeks after the operation. How do you feel on the chin?
I feel very happy because for the first time in 9-10 months, I can close my mouth while my face is relaxed. It was painful to talk because there was so much tightness in the muscle. So I didn't talk much. I didn't work for the last 9 months. It was a really hard time. And so now I feel like my mouth closes naturally. My muscle feels like relaxed. It doesn't feel as tight as it did before. Obviously, it still feels a little weird because the scar is healing. And I know that that'll take like 3 to 6 months to settle and relax some more. But I can already say that I'm in a way better place 1 month after surgery than I was before 9 months after the second surgery.
It's not easy to talk with you in English, but because I'm not so fluent in English, but I want to do my best for you, to have a good solution for your many problems. So I'm so happy now to good results. Thank you again for your candid interview.
Well, thank you for the surgery, for helping me out, and for giving me hope. When I saw you last year, it meant a lot to me, and I'm just so happy. Like, I feel like I can now go home and start working again and live my life again.
Okay.